We had a pretty good game here between Plague Penguin and Swarv. Plague Penguin is also known as Blood Penguin on our Discord, so if I slip up and say that during the thing, don't be confused, same person. And this, you might be saying, these armies look a little strange. That is way too much money. You are correct. It was part of our Ultra Funds tournament, so they had 18,000 schmeckles to spend on their armies, and this was a really good game from that stream, so I thought I would share with you. So, to go through the armies real quick, as we already have a Vanguard play, it is a mass flank of Chaos Furies of Khorne and Fleshhounds of Khorne, while 6 Minotaurs and a bunch of Marauders with the Hellforged Host, Arawar, and Valkia charging in from the front. For Kislev, it is a metric fuck ton of Wing Lancers and Griffin Legion, triple Ice Guard with Glaives, 5 Streltsy, and 4 Armored Kossars on the front line, with an Ice Witch of Ice with only Ice Maiden's Kiss. So the Fleshhounds are rear charging into some of the cavalry. Now there's a lot going on in these Ultra Funds tournaments, so the micro multiple players will slip. But the one Khorne Hound over here is disposed of, giving Kislev a nice back without any issues, so they can use their cav from there to charge into these Chaos Furies of Khorne and rout them off very quickly. You can see that they take just a ton of damage on charges. In the distance we have more crumbling, more Fleshhounds of Khorne crumbling, so losing a lot of these mobile elements quickly, though Swarv is on top of it to pull the Chaos Furies away and get back into the sky. Meanwhile, Minotaurs of Khorne with great weapons do get through the front line. Now, the Kislev front line was pretty sparse. These guys are already into the backfield harassing Streltsy. The only things that can stop them are cavalry, and the cavalry is exactly what they want to fight. So they're going to do a ton of damage there. Hellforged Host and the Minotaurs of Khorne up in the woods do need to advance soon. Armored Kossars with some Griffin Legion support are doing well in the front line overall. Ice Guard with Glaives and these Streltsy are firing in onto the Minotaurs, getting a lot of damage onto them. Winged Lancers doing their best to hold back the tides of Khorne. This Chaos Fury is about to land on the Streltsy, and I don't see any cav nearby to immediately deal with that sort of thing. The right flank for Kislev is largely collapsing. These Minotaurs are just sprinting straight through. They are massacring the Winged Lancers and Ice Guard that are over here, and the Streltsy and Armored Kossars of this area are already gone. The backfield, the center, and the left of Kislev are still holding for now. Meanwhile, Valkia is hunting down the Ice Witch of Ice, and her Buyer Blood passive actually keeps her in the fight rather than routing as she wants to, and she will now run over to the Ice Guard with Glaives for some protection, though they are anti-large, and Valkia is actually infantry-sized, so they don't get any special bonuses versus her. Last of the Minotaurs in the background are pushed away, but these Furies have taken a full health Streltsy to almost dead. Their Buyer Blood passive pops, as a rear charge will finish them off, but still that's a lot of damage onto those Streltsy. These other Armored Kossars of Great Opens are firing over here into, it looks like, the Minotaurs, who are now fighting Ice Guard with Glaives. They will guard their Ice Witch from the Spooky Minotaurs, and the Spooky Minotaurs get going, but so does the Ice Witch's Valkia, slaps her from behind. Bounce power is quite significantly Khorne favored, as a Sword of Khorne slams down into a Griffin Legion and a Winged Lancer, doing a lot of damage to them. More Griffin Legion and Winged Lancers are able to peel off these Marauders, and half the health of an Ice Guard is gone in the blink of an eye. Bounce power gets even worse for Kislev. And Khorne still has 3 healthy Minotaurs, 2 Marauders, Hellforged Host, full HP, and Valkia's full HP. That's what's going for them here. Kislev do have some rallying Streltsy. And so far, these Winged Lancers are holding for now. Their Buyer Blood passive giving them a lot of staying time, while the Minotaurs try to move off now. They have Armored Kossars trying to move in and distract them. Griffin Legion standing between them and the Streltsy, and Ice Guard plus the Streltsy firing in onto them, getting a lot of damage out. Here they come. They charge into the Griffin Legion, who turn around just at the last second to not get rear charged. They get a little bit of damage off, but the Griffin Legion will not trade well with them in melee. Meanwhile, some Winged Lancers are sacrificed to keep Valkia away from the Ice Witch, who's just doing her best in the meantime. In the distance, we do have more Ice Guard coming back. Armored Kossars shooting their pistols into the Minotaurs while they fight the Griffin Legion to the death. Ice Guard continue pinging off onto these Minotaurs, one of which is pushed away. The other one is real close to routing, but not routing just yet. Now the bounce power is starting to creep back for Kislev a little bit, and I do tend to agree. The Hellforged Host are scary melee combatants, but they're not the tankiest, so like in the blink of an eye they can disappear. The bounce power is actually almost back to even at this point, as more Minotaurs are pushed away. Armored Kossars are trying to rejoin the fight, and this Ice Guard is soon beset by 2 different Marauders of Khorne, one of which is really healthy. That'll be a terrible trade for them. Ice Guard are just not, like, They're not great in the stats department in melee unless you're fighting something large, and even then they're just okay, so the Marauders are going to trade very effectively there. They probably won't beat the Ice Guard, but they'll do a lot more than you'd think for a 425 infantry piece. More Ice Guard rallying. They are going to shoot at some of the Minotaurs who are currently running away. The Hellforged Host are getting shot by Streltsy when they can get a shot off, and Valkia continues to chase the Ice Witch. Big Ice Maiden's Kiss down the line does a little bit of poke damage to Griffin Legion and Wing Lancers that are here are soon to flee. And these little armored Kossars with their pistols trying to hold off the Minotaurs, but then they just have to get in deep and dirty and get completely run over by an angry cow. You can see the Ice Guard I mentioned before. They have taken a lot of damage in this trade with the Marauders, though they have almost defeated the Marauders. More Minos come back only to run away, and more Minos come back to actually catch up to the Streltsy, and now it's up to the Ice Guard shooting arrows at them to try and get rid of these guys while these Streltsy are taking a ton of damage. There's the volley from the Ice Guard. Catches them on the side, though most of the shots miss, and another Ice Maiden's Kiss is going to whittle down that Hellforged Host. Once again, the balance of power is tipping back towards Khorne, as a valiant rear charge comes from the last 5 Griffin Legion in this set. Just want to deal a little bit of damage. Streltsy were routed, but so are the Minos that supported them. Other Minos also routing, which leaves us just with the Hellforged Host and Valkia. Nope, these Minotaurs actually hang on for just a second. More coming back for now. And the Ice Guard turn, trying to get one volley into the Hellforged Host before they are beset by these foes. And the Hellforged Host will make very short work of these already wounded Ice Guard. So where are we at? We have 2 Ice Guard left, one of which is maybe going to die here. Yeah, as a rear charge from the Minos also comes in. That is looking rough for those Ice Guard. We have 2 armored Kossars with no ammo. Some Streltsy straggling back in with a bit of ammo. 1 Ice Guard that's relatively healthy and has decent ammo. That's about it, as this Ice Guard struggles to hold on to consciousness as the Hellforged Host fight to the last versus them. Their Fire Blood passive pops down to 17 models and falling. The Hellforged Host, almost demonic instability crumbling, but they turn around, they fight some armored Kossars for the last of their strength. There they go. Now it is just Valkia. As far as the Coordinates go, we have 1 Minotaur up on the high ground over there, another routing here, and 2 Marauders routing. We'll see if they even come back. Kislev has some tattered remains of ranged units trying to rejoin the fight and get a little bit of poke onto Valkia. They have an Ice Guard, though they're currently beset by Valkia as well. The Ice Witch of Isis roaming around doing her thing. Kislev is firing in onto Valkia when they can, when she's not obstructed by their own troops. One of the Marauders of Khorne has returned. Somehow Palpatine returned. Ice Guard are focused on trying to shoot up at Valkia. Meanwhile, the Ice Guard, who are shooting in at a distance, they have positive leadership right now, but they are going to rout anyway because reasons. Ice Guard try to get a shot off onto Valkia. Can they manage it? She turns the Demon Shield on just as they're about to fire, so she wouldn't take any damage regardless. The Minos on the high ground did leave entirely. Armored Kossars charge back into the Marauders of Khorne. Gonna kill off these guys, their cowardly ways, taking the better of them as they run away. This time probably never to return. And Streltsy continue poking in. I mentioned this during the live stream, but I love how these Ice Guard are coming back. And they're theoretically more elite than these Streltsy, but the Streltsy are at, like, equally as bad of health. But their leadership is just doing so much better. 600 HP versus 800 HP. One of you has 26 leadership, the other is 4. Alright. Ice Guard firing up at Valkia. Valkia is all that's left for Khorne. Balance power is still in her favor, though, and I tend to agree this Ice Witch is going to die if Valkia so much as looks at her. And these Ice Guard, with all of their ammunition, are helpless to do much versus Valkia. She just focuses on poking them down. The Streltsy are still poking in occasionally, but Valkia is 100 armor and shielded if she's facing the right direction at the time that they fire, and she's infantry sized, meaning it's not super easy to actually, like, really get a ton of damage onto her. A lot of the bullets will miss, as you are seeing. Ice Guard taking some damage, the Ice Guard in the distance, completely safe, free, clear, and happy. They have allies routing near them, so they rout all of a sudden, and they are gone. Armored Kossars continue fighting, though some of them are popping their Fire Blood passive. The last of the Minotaurs is off the field of battle, and these Marauders are so low in leadership, despite all this time away from the battle, I don't think they're coming back either. So it's officially just Valkia versus a bunch of Kislevites. Looks like 178 Kislevites. Streltsy are still trying to poke her as Valkia swoops in to clean up another unit of the brave Kislevites. They're shooting at point-blank range into her, too, really trying to do anything they can to damage her on their way out. Again, they know how to fight to the death, unlike those cowardly fucking Ice Guard, who these guys just rallied and routed, you know, back-to-back again. They're back again! Who bets it doesn't last very long? Me. Valkia dives into these Streltsy, and they are now forced to fight. As the Ice Witch gets a rear charge in, Valkia turns and just pokes her in the butt, boops her snoot really hard, and the Ice Witch dips down. Bounce power is going further against Kid, and Valkia's Demon Shield is up, meaning this entire volley of Streltsy just goes into the Demon Shield, does nothing to her. Now she's sprinting at them. Demon Shield is off. Can you guys get another shot in? Does not look like it, and they are forced into melee combat as the other Streltsy line up shots and they start getting pokes in on her. Now she is taking decent damage, but she still has 2,500 HP, while maybe the entire Kislevite force. Okay, I guess some of these armored Kossars have a good amount of health. But like the Ice Witch is like one hit from dead. Streltsy are routing. These Streltsy tried to come back and then they shattered, so they're officially gone. Other Streltsy trying to deal with Valkia. She dives down onto them yet again. That looked kind of weird, but she got the point across. And these Streltsy have -1 leadership, so they should probably rally in just a second here. Valkia's back up to the sky. She's trying to cycle charge around, trying to get more people damaged. And it looks like she's aiming for the Ice Witch of Ice, realizing that if she kills off this lady, the game will be over because the leadership debuff from your Lord being dead is enough to get all these guys to officially fuck off for a bit. Ice Witch of Ice is down to 67 HP. She ain't coming back. These Streltsy did turn around in return for just a moment before they're going to shatter because they've rallied too many times. So goodbye, Streltsy. Valkia is ominously walking towards the last of the Streltsy. She's going to take them out once and for all, and that'll leave her just with some armored Kossars to clean up. Meanwhile, the Ice Witch of Ice, -11 leadership at 67 HP. I really doubt she's going to be coming back. So Valkia is here. Horde of Corn is popped, giving her a lot of melee attack. All these guys' leadership is faltering so bad. Valkia is chilling. She has just under 2,000 HP. While the Streltsy do actually get away from her, all of the leadership of the Kislevites is faltering. She wanders out. The Streltsy walk back into melee. I think they were trying to shoot, but they just, you know, had to reform ranks and whatever. Ice Witch continues to rout. Valkia is surrounded. Now she pops the Fire Blood past one of the armored Kossars. The other two armored Kossars, I checked during the live stream, they do not have their Fire Blood, so that is the only Fire Blood they're going to get. She's down to 1,500 HP now. She's starting to take actually decent damage. Pops a Demon Shield for herself, though, trying to stay alive, stay healthy. And the Ice Witch is pretty far from the edge of the map. She's cantering. She is very slowly leaving this battlefield. As Valkia, at 1,500 HP, continues to fight. Now, one of the armored Kossars is routing. The other two are wavering. One is at 7 leadership. Also, it is very strange to me that this armored Kossar is at 1,300 health and then -7 leadership, while this guy's at 1,000 health and +7 leadership. It's weird to me, but whatever. Valky's down to 1,200. She's actually taking a lot of damage from these guys. She's got to get one of them to rout, and she's trying her best, but they're actually still whooping her ass, kicking the shit out of her. Valkia is down to sub 1,000 HP, and is it just like the trailer all over again? She's standing there, she's stutter stepping, she's T-posing, she ain't swinging, then she gets a swing off, but her leadership falters down to 5, and now the Kossars are sensing victory. Yeah, winning current combat is giving them leadership. These other armored Kossars need to rally. Still, the balance of power is heavy in Valkia's favor, and the Ice Witch is just not close to the edge of the map yet, meaning that leadership debuff will not hit just now. Valkia continues to fight 750 HP. The Kossars are hanging on. The Kossars haven't surrendered just yet. Valkia is down to 700. Sub 700, 10 leadership on her. The armored Kossars rally for now at this exact moment. The balance power thought Kislev maybe had a shot, and all of a sudden it ends. The players didn't surrender. Valkia just broke at that moment. Damn. Griffin Legion, not amazing values. Winged Lancers, also not amazing values, but they were just trying to hold back the Chaos Tides. They did fine. Armored Kossars did fantastically. Streltsy overall did okay. And Ice Guard with their glaives actually did quite well. For Swar, Valkia did great until the very end, and then she just couldn't clear out basic infantry. Minotaurs, mixed value. Bloodhost did pretty well. Fleshhounds of Khorne, not great. Chaos did fine. Marauders did fine. GG. Alright, let's see how live Human Boy handled it. Without the Ice Switch, I don't know if Kislev's leadership's going to hold. Though she's not dead. She's just routing, but as long as she doesn't go all the way off the map, Kislev should stay in the fight. Streltsy trying to line up and get a shot off. A couple shots straight into her face. Still has 2,000 HP, and the armored Kossars are now committing to the fight. These ones might want to just commit, because if they wait too long, their friends will all rout, and it'll be a problem. Valkia surrounded her. Demon Shield still on cooldown for now, and she starts to take actually pretty big damage from being surrounded by these infantry, down to sub 2,000 HP. Ice Switch still routing, 67 HP. I don't know if she's coming back, and this might be it. Can the Kossars' courage hold, or are they all mega fucked? Mega fucked is looking slightly more likely, as Valkia has lost 300 HP since we last looked at her, down to only 1,700, and Streltsy are trying to fire, but instead they wander back into melee. Fire Blood is popped by a few of these guys, and the Ice Witch ain't coming back at that low of HP. It's just not happening, so it's only a matter of time until she goes off the map. The last of the Streltsy shatters. And Valkia dipped negative on leadership for just a second there, unless my unit card is all fucked up. Demon Shield is popped, making her vulnerable once again, though honestly, if that wears off and the Kossars continue fighting, they could wear her down. She's getting real low, you guys. If the Kossars' leadership is failing, these guys go negative. The other ones are at 14, but with their friends routing nearby, they might not hold. Do any of you have Fire Blood left? As Valkia goes down to 1,300 HP, they continue battling, and they're barely holding on to their leadership. Do either of you have Fire Blood? 0 uses left. 0 uses left. So there is no Fire Blood. It is just natural. It's down to 1,100 HP. The Kossars continue fighting. She's down to 1,000. She's taking a lot of damage. Her leadership is faltering, but can the Kossars hold on? Her leadership is faltering. The Ice Witch is still on the map, so they haven't lost their lord yet. Valkia's leadership is falling. She's down to 800 HP, 700 HP. 5 leadership left, but the Ice Witch is so close to the edge of the map. Can the Kossars hold on? Can the Kossars beat her? Valkia's taking so much damage. She's trying to get out of them now. 700 HP, 725. The Ice Witch is so close to the edge of the map. If she goes off, this game is over for Valkia, but she's down to the last. Warriors are rallying. Even Valkia solo 2 leadership. 2 leadership. They do it. Kislev scraps it back. Holy shit. Holy shit. How did they do it? How did they do it? That was crazy. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.